Hey, what's up guys, welcome to today's YouTube video. Today we are going down nowhere because today we're making a top 5 video of my top 5 characters I want to see in Marvel Rivals. I would love to see in the comments down below what your guys' opinions are. So if you guys could make sure to smash the like button and hit the subscription, helps the channel immensely. Obviously we aren't streaming today, my buddy's coming over so I won't have time to stream today. We did have like a little 10-minute Fortnite stream, but then right as I started streaming he did say he was going to be heading over, so obviously I just kind of cut the stream short. Rim will do it tomorrow. It wasn't too bad. We were already facing a sweat anyway, so it's nothing too crazy. So like I said, just comment down below what characters would you guys like to see in Rivals. I'd love to see your takes and see if it's characters that we already are expecting or if it's just genuinely hot takes or something I didn't even think about, you know. I'd love to see what your guys' opinions are. So let's get to the rankings and show you guys what my rankings of the top 5 characters I want to see in Marvel Rivals. Alright guys, obviously you guys know today we are talking about Marvel Rivals, and this isn't anything like leaks or updates or nothing. This is just simply a fun video I thought we'd do and talk about the top 5 characters I would love to see added to the game. Obviously, you guys know the game is going crazy. We obviously stream it a lot. I was streaming Fortnite earlier, but it ended up, my buddies ended up coming over, so obviously I'm not going to be able to finish that stream. That's why if you guys were potentially, you saw it for like 2 seconds, I only streamed, but well, definitely no stream today, but it'll be tomorrow. We'll stream probably Marvel Rivals, honestly, or Fortnite, whatever. I like playing both. That doesn't really change anything. And then Monday for Last of Us. However, let's get into the top 5 characters I would love to see Marvel. It's going to be basically what I want to see them, and then 2, basically what category between, obviously, there's Vanguard, there's Duelist, and Strategist. Obviously, you know, depending what I pick, obviously you guys will know. And I'm going to kind of bypass some of the characters that we've already seen revealed as, leaks. Because, people said we're supposed to get Colossus, or not Colossus. I think Colossus is one of them. But Beast, I know Nightcrawler, I saw Jubilee. And there was someone else, that's supposed to be, the next wave coming. So, obviously, I want to kind of bypass those. As well as Blade and Emma Frost, because of the fact that they're supposed to be next season due to their being part of the Gala, the House of Gala, or not the House of Gala, that comic run basically. So obviously the starting pick, obviously let's start with the cool characters that I'd love to see, and obviously one of them I would love to personally see is Falcon. I would love to see either Falcon as Captain America or just Falcon in general. I think he'd be a cool, obviously, duelist. He could be such a strategist. I thought Tim the Tam would say strategist. I don't really like that, strategist. I could see him being either one, but I'd probably put him in duelist just because he's mostly doing kind of like a Star-Lord, just kind of flying around, just doing damage. And he could be a flying strategist, honestly, because we don't have one, and that'd be kind of cool. And he is kind of a support with the fact that he deals with Red Wing a lot. And you could have him be the duelist portion and then have Red Wing be the heal. That'd be kind of cool. I don't really know what they would do. Either way, he'd be a really cool character. And even if you did him as Captain America, that'd be pretty cool because obviously he has the shield. There's a lot. We already have Captain America, but I think it'd be a really, really cool character to see as a Marvel Rival character. Obviously, in my second slot, I think we need to keep cycling around. Another really cool character, and it's really that it would just be kind of interesting to see, would be Cable. I don't know if anyone's talked about it, but I think Cable would be one of those, since we're going through X-Men. I don't know why you couldn't have Cable. He's super cool. He has teleportation stuff. He has his weapon. Lots of cool stuff. I think Cable would be... And obviously how... It depends what version they pick. Because in the comics, he's a pretty bulky big dude. So he could be a Vanguard. However, they made the Punisher look pretty bulky in the game. And he's a duelist. So, I don't know. Obviously, though, it would either be duelist or tank. And I don't really see him being tank. Because he's not usually just sitting in the front field just taking stuff. It's probably a duelist slot. And maybe he could fit the Vanguard slot. But it'd either be one of those two. Mostly because he's like a kind of like the Punisher, except that he's not just a mercenary full of weaponry. He's like a time-traveling cool dude, basically. And he has a lot of cool powers, especially with his bionic arm. He could do something like that, kind of like Winter Soldier kind of concept, how he has when he throws his arm forward. Lots of cool concept like that. I think he would just be a really fun character to see. Obviously, going into the third slot, another character that I think would be a pretty cool one, because I haven't really talked about the big guys, but I think a really cool one would be Absorbing Man. I don't know if anyone's ever talked about that one either. I think Absorbing Man would go crazy. He'd be super cool, especially if you had some sort of concept of him melding with. He could change based on the environment. That'd be super cool. If you want him to become if he wants to take extra damage, he turns into rock. If he wants to do more damage, he turns into a different environment. And there's already different things in the map, like trees and rocks, metal, different, because he can turn into he absorbs any material. So imagine if that was the concept of just cycling through, I want to switch. And then he also has this big a ball and chain that he uses to fight too. He would be a really cool character. I don't know if anyone's talked about that, but I think that'd be a really, really cool character to see. Could you imagine you're just battling right in the middle of the field and you just transform into the next material you need just to go crazy and do some more damage or do more dealing of heal? He even could, because I'd obviously put him in tank / Vanguard. But you could even have a weird concept where there's some sort of material that lets him do healing too. That'd be really cool, like a healing tank. That'd be actually really cool. Like, just some, not like a crazy amount of healing, because obviously, you know, it'd be like weaker damage, but he heals. Something really cool, because each element or each like different environment should definitely do some sort of changes. I think that'd go crazy. Comment down below. Do you guys think that'd be crazy? Because I think that'd be a really cool concept. Because he does cycle the environments. There has to be an environment that heals, and then there has to be environments that do more damage and more defense. I think it'd be really, really cool. Obviously, going into my 4th slot, obviously, this is a pretty cool character. I have seen someone talk about this one, and I think it'd definitely be the Sandman. I think the Sandman would be another great Vanguard. Obviously, he could just transform. Could you imagine just big mallets and just start swinging and then just transform his ultimate? He could literally turn into his giant sand form and just start smashing people, because that'd be super cool. Or just like suck everyone into sand and then he'll like just start. There's so many things you could do with Sandman that'd go crazy. I would love to see Sandman. It's another Spider-Man character that I would love to see, because obviously I could say, you know, we need Miles, Gwen, Spider-Woman. Let's continue down. There's even Chasm. You can go to, again, there's loads of Spider-Man, different suits, different characters, 2099. And I know with the Spider-Man in the game, they have only given the Peter Parker outfits. With other characters, they've given them a couple outfits that are based off other characters. They actually haven't. I don't know. Maybe they have. Well, they kind of have. Because, like, Superior Iron Man is a variant of Iron Man. It's still Tony Stark. Obviously, with Spider-Man, though, they've given him, like, suit changes, because he has, like, his 29... He has the Spider-Man 2 game. He has the Infinity War ones. He has the one when he's with the bag on his head. He has... I don't know if he has his Future Foundation suit. He might have the Future Foundation suit. I don't remember in the game, because I don't play him. Spider-Man's not my main. But... obviously, they're not putting characters like because like I said, I want other characters like Sandman, but they haven't put like a suit like a Miles suit or like a Gwen Stacy suit, because they're separate characters. So I'm assuming at some point they'll bring them in as fresh characters, because they're not really Peter Parker variants. They're just Spider-Man or Spider people, really, because some of them aren't even related to Spider-Man. But that's kind of why I'm like, I really don't want to say like, oh, we need Miles or we need a Gwen, because we already have Spider-Man currently. Like, those are cool at some point, but I want characters that are a little bit more original, like the Sandman, or even any of the Sinister Six would be cool, because imagine Green Goblin, imagine how that'd be cool. But that does bring us to our 5th slot, the final slot, and I haven't talked about really any strategist, and this is a strategist. And this is kind of because of the fact that, one, I like him as a character, and this is a really, it's the 5th slot, but I have 2 characters specifically that I really think could fit strategist. The one that doesn't really fit strategist, but I could put him there, is MODOK. I know people, you know, have talked about that, and I think that he could go also in Vanguard, but I also feel like he's more of a strategist, the way he plays, or the way I think his mechanics would work. But I could also see him being a Vanguard. However, that's not the character I was going to talk about. The 5th character, that's just a little bonus, honorable mention of somebody I think that could fit kind of both. But the character I think would perfectly fit strategist is the Leader. We saw a little bit of him in, obviously, Captain America Brave New World. They kind of did these, like, his design was it's okay. Not my favorite design. Obviously, I think that the comic version where he has the little mustache, the big head, and he's obviously leading. He's planning different things, you know. I think that he's the character we need as a as such a cool character. And I can already picture him sitting in the back just like calculating everything, and you'd be calculating all sorts of stuff. I think he'd be a great strategist, because obviously he's literally titled one of the strategies. He strategizes all the time on how to do stuff. And I think it'd fit perfectly with healing. Like, you're just in the background just doing all the stuff, like, because obviously, you know, supports aren't really the leaders of the charge. Instead, he'd be in the background doing all the work, healing people and prepping stuff up. I think he'd be really cool as a strategist. And another character I just thought about, that this is really just a bonus character. I think another really cool character, I know the MCU kind of did him dirty, but with Kang would be genuinely so cool. And I think Kang would definitely either be, I would probably put him in Duelist, honestly. Or you could, I don't really see strategist, but Duelist for sure. And he'd go crazy. I obviously would love to see Kang. If they did him like the comics, or they did him even like the cartoons, or even just card games, the Kang's a GOAT. Obviously the MCU kind of did him dirty. And it really isn't even the actor's fault. I know the actor had his whole issues of whatever was going on with their cases, but it's just the writing did him dirty. Honestly, it was, because if they would have done it right, he was perfectly fine as Kang. He was a great Kang. Obviously, I don't have anything to talk about the actor, but the actual character itself was fine. However, that does conclude today's video. I do hope you're having a good day today. Those are my personal picks of who I'd want to see as characters in Marvel Rivals. I'd love to see in the comments down below who is somebody you guys want to see. And I'd love to see if they're original takes, if it's just common takes, or if they're really just hot takes. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.